The silent clock of Istanbul. The rain fell softly over Istanbul, blurring the yellow streetlights into trembling reflections on the wet stone road. Detective Kemal Arslan stood alone beneath the old Galata clock tower, staring at the time frozen on its face, 2:17 a.m. It had not moved in 3 days. That alone was strange. But stranger still was the body found beneath it. The victim was a well-known antique dealer, Murat Demir, discovered with no visible wounds, no signs of struggle, and an expression of deep fear carved permanently into his face. The police were confused. No poison in the blood. No fingerprints. No witnesses. Only one thing was found in Murat's pocket, a small, broken clock key, rusted and worn to the touch. Kemal had seen that key before. Years ago, when he was still a young officer, his mentor had warned him about a secret society rumored to exist beneath Istanbul, people who believed time could be controlled, manipulated, even stolen. Kemal had dismissed it as myth. Until now. As he examined the scene, a quiet voice spoke behind him. "You are late, Detective Arslan." Kemal turned sharply. A woman stood under the shadow of the tower. Her name was Leyla Kaya, a historian specializing in Ottoman artifacts. Her eyes were calm, but her hands trembled slightly. "You knew Murat," Kemal said. "Yes," she replied. "And I know why he died." They walked through narrow streets until they reached Murat's antique shop. Inside, every clock, grandfather clocks, pocket watches, wall clocks, had stopped at exactly 2:17. Leyla explained in a low voice, "Murat found something he should not have. A mechanism built centuries ago. Not to tell time, but to trap it." Kemal frowned. "That's impossible." "So is a man dying of fear with no cause," Leyla answered. That night, Kemal broke into Murat's hidden basement. Behind a false wall, he found an ancient bronze device engraved with Ottoman symbols and one name repeated again and again, Zaman Muhafizi, the guardian of time. Suddenly, the room grew cold. The sound of ticking echoed from nowhere. Kemal realized the truth too late. Kemal Arslan stopped wearing a watch after that night. At first, it was a small decision, almost meaningless. But deep down, he feared seeing 2:17 again. Time, once broken, never truly heals. Weeks passed. Istanbul returned to its rhythm, ferries cutting through the Bosphorus, shopkeepers shouting prices, calls to prayer echoing across rooftops. Officially, Murat Demir's case was forgotten. Unofficially, Kemal was transferred to desk duty. Yet something was wrong. People began reporting strange incidents. A taxi driver claimed he drove for hours but arrived at his destination before he left. A child insisted his grandfather spoke to him after being dead for 3 years, only for exactly 1 minute. A security camera recorded a man walking into a building and never exiting, yet no trace of him inside. All events shared one detail. They happened at 2:17 a.m. Kemal reopened his notebook. There was a name he had avoided writing. She had vanished without records, no flights, no phone activity, no hospital visits. A historian does not disappear so cleanly unless she plans to, or someone helps her. Kemal followed the only remaining lead, an abandoned Ottoman observatory on the edge of the city, closed since a mysterious fire decades ago. Inside, dust-covered star charts lined the walls. In the center stood a massive circular table engraved with constellations and time symbols. And there she was. "Leyla. You shouldn't be here," she said calmly, as if expecting him. "You lied," Kemal replied. "The device wasn't destroyed, was it?" Leyla stepped aside. Behind her, Kemal saw it. Not broken. Not destroyed. Evolved. Murat's device had been only a key. This was the door. The guardian of time was never a machine, Leyla said. It was a system. A role. Someone must watch the cracks when time weakens. Kemal felt a chill. And Murat. He tried to control it. You destroyed the wrong piece. The ticking began again. Louder than before. Layla's voice grew urgent. Time noticed you, Kemal. That's why you survived. That's why you hear it. Kemal understood the truth with terrifying clarity. Time doesn't punish greed. It recruits responsibility. Suddenly, Kemal saw flashes, events that had not happened yet. A bridge collapse narrowly avoided. A shooting stopped by a delayed second. A child saved because a clock hesitated. All this, Kemal whispered, requires someone to choose. Layla nodded. And once chosen, there is no leaving. Kemal looked at the observatory clock. Its hands moved freely now. Smooth. Alive. What happens to me? Layla met his eyes. You will exist between seconds. You will age, but not normally. You will be forgotten, except by time itself. Silence followed. Then Kemal stepped forward. I was a detective, he said. I looked for truth. He placed his hand on the mechanism. I can do that again. The clocks of Istanbul paused for the briefest moment. At 2:17 a.m. time blinked. The next morning, records showed Detective Kemal Arslan had resigned quietly years ago. No one remembered why. But sometimes, when disaster is about to strike, when fate leans too far in one direction, a second stretches. A clock hesitates. And somewhere between those moments, a man named Kemal is still watching.